Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Kingdoms. And in today's episode, we are going to be doing a little bit more work here in Altum, which is actually getting relatively close to completion, I think. I don't want this to be a super big village or city. I'm really excited to kind of move out and start working on a new area. But we still have some stuff we need to do here. As you can see, I finished the walls between episodes. They're done on both sides, which is great. We got all the fences in, we got all the detail in. So the walls are done, and it's not a super complicated wall design. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Oh, I did forget some fences. Ah, man. Okay, well, that's easy enough. We'll go do something with that. I'm also thinking that in this episode, these cows are going to go away, because Altum is not going to be the agricultural center of our world. We're going to have another village or area that will do that, and right now they're just kind of out of place with all the lore and stuff that we've established. So I think the cows are going to probably go away this episode, in fact. So let's go ahead and make ourselves... Do I have more? I do have a little bit. Let's make some more fences. Let's do maybe like a stack's worth, or like half a stack. That should be basically a stack and a half of fences. That should be enough to finish up that little area. Okay, so we'll put these planks away. But yeah, cows I think need to go, and I'd like to start working on a town hall, which I'm thinking is going to be kind of like a... Not so much like a government building as like it would be more of a meeting place, a place where the people of Altum, the warriors of Altum, can get together and, you know, have a beer and just kind of enjoy each other's company, discuss plans, things like that. More of a meeting place than an actual government building. So I want to kind of make that clear when you think town hall. More of a mead hall, in fact. And I'm thinking we're going to build something like that. It's not going to be super big, and I'm thinking it's going to go kind of right over here in this little area, and it will wrap from about here, and then, well, that's probably not enough space. Maybe we'll put it over here a little bit? That's a little weird, though, because of the terrain. This is kind of the weird challenge about this village, is that the terrain is very steep in a lot of ways. It's not really conducive to building certain types of buildings. So maybe we will put it here and we'll just kind of make it work. That could be it could be an interesting little challenge. So yeah, but let's go ahead and first and foremost, sorry cows, it's time to go. And I do have Fortune 3 on this sword, so I'm gonna get all the leather and all the beef and all the things from killing all these guys. There we go. Or not Fortune 3, Looting 3. I have Looting 3 on this sword. There we go. Hey, this cow decided to come back for more. There we go. All right, so we got about a stack of leather out of that, and then a little over a stack of beef. Not too bad at all. But the big thing is we can go ahead and get rid of this eyesore that's been here for a few episodes. As I had said, it was always meant to be temporary, so there we go. Let's get that. Oh, and up to a perfect stack of leather. Beautiful. We'll need that for item frames and things like that. Okay, so this all looks pretty good. This gives us a decent amount of space, actually. Maybe we'll put the town hall over here, and we can kind of clear this out. That does need to be a little thicker than that, and then it's it needs to kind of wrap a little bit so it looks a bit more natural. How's that look? Yeah, that looks a little better. There still isn't a whole lot of space to work with, though. Although we could have it supported from like a pillar that comes up here to give us essentially this whole area to work with. That could actually be really kind of cool. maybe we'll do that. Let me get some building supplies together, guys. Let me do a little bit of planning, and I'll come back with you in just a second. All right, guys, I am back. So I've got some of the initial planning here done, I think. And I'm also kind of thinking that I'm actually going to peel this back, and we're going to actually redo a little bit of this pathway. So it'll still be kind of elevated right there, but instead of right here, we'll be down at, I'm thinking like this level right here. So let's see, this will be like so, and then here it will kind of come up, which I think will look a little bit better, especially once the grass spreads. Yeah, let's go ahead and just make, oh, already have a crafting table. Let's just make a chest real quick for our stuff. Let's put that right here, and then we're gonna make some slabs so I can fill that in properly. There we go. So this is kind of our pathway, but that gives us a lot more space here in the front. And right here, I've got what's going to be basically a tower, is what I'm thinking. And then here, kind of in line with the tower, I'm thinking we're going to kick the front entranceway of this out just a couple of blocks. Just a couple. And I think that's actually going to be a really beneficial thing, and I think it will look a lot better because of it. So we've got this kind of goofy looking shape. It's definitely a little, it doesn't look like it makes sense right now, but it will. Let me just get some of the blocks in place, and you'll kind of start to see the shape come into play. So we'll do this, and then here, and like so, and like so. And I'm just kind of building this up. I'm probably going to mess with the base of the tower a little bit, but I just kind of want to get the shape for now, and we'll worry about the rest of it later. So in fact, let's just build like this. There we go. And then we can get rid of these inner blocks so we have a better idea of what the shape will be. And I'm actually going to get rid of these spruce pillars as well, because they were really there just as kind of markers, if you will, while I was planning. That's really the only reason I put them there. Okay, and then we can get rid of this, because this was just there to mark the center of that tower. And this is actually going to be a doorway right here. So then we'll connect that over. This guy will connect over like so, and like so. So that's our shape right there. And I think it works. It looks pretty good. We'll have to build good chunks of this up a ways. I'm thinking we're gonna go 4 blocks tall. Maybe 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the roof will start at this line. This is gonna be a style that's relatively familiar for those of you who've been watching me for a while. This looks good. And we just need to build up some of these, like so. And like so. Now, the interesting part is going to be dealing with this terrain and how exactly we're going to go about doing that. And I haven't entirely sorted that out yet. I have an idea. I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to do. I think we're going to have actual like structural supports that will kind of come up. But we'll have to see. Did I just make that way taller than I needed to? No, I didn't. Okay. Anyway, so let me get the walls brought up, and I'll come back to you in just a second. All right, guys, I am back. So the walls are definitely built up. Wow, words. This I've decided needs to go back a little bit further. So we'll kind of deal with that as we go. In fact, you know what? It's fine for now. I can mess with it later. Right now, we're focusing on this. Right. Stay focused. Got it. Okay. So, in here, we want to do the floor. We need to get the floor in place. And that means we're going to have to tear up a whole bunch of this. In fact, all of it. And it's going to have a spruce floor. It's going to have a spruce floor. Even though the rest of the building is spruce as well, I think it's okay. Normally, I wouldn't want to do the same floor design or the same floor as you would the walls, but that's kind of what we've done in the village, in the other tower we built, and there's just a lot of spruce here, and I think it's okay. We'll do some other things to kind of mix it up a little bit and make it a little bit more interesting, but for now, for kind of our base, I guess you would say, we'll kind of get this put in like so. There we go. That looks good. And now we just need to get this part done. And we're going to fill this floor area in right here. There. Okay. So the floor is in place. This can also be spruce, and that can be spruce, I think. It flows. It seems good. Okay. Now we need to work this out. Man, this is where things are going to get a little complicated. So I think the first thing we're going to want to do is bring the tower down all the way. So let's do this. Let's put the blocks in our offhand. And then I can just do it this way. That's way easier. Okay, that looks good. Then we've got part of the tower right here. And this should also be part of the tower, I believe. Oh, there we go. So that is all part of the tower, right? Yes. Okay. Then we'll do something here. We'll provide some structural support, probably coming off of this pillar. And I think it'll work out. It'll look okay. It's going to be... This is a little different. It's going to be a little different. It's going to be a little goofy, but it'll work. I think once it's all said and done, it'll make a lot of sense. So let's take a little bit of a sleep here. And dig into doing some of the other parts. Now, throughout the village, we had a nice kind of a wizard hat roof up there. We had these really kind of very light sloping roofs right here. And I'm kind of thinking we're going to go somewhere kind of in between. We're going to do a little of both, if you will. This part, I don't... I'll worry about that later. I'll worry about that part later. Let's start working on the roof. Okay. So, into the chest with all the things. There we go, just so we have some inventory space to work with. And let's make a bunch of stairs. There we go. 2 stacks should suffice, I hope. And then we'll kind of bring this over like so and to here. Yeah, that's so... It's very, very tight quarters, but I think that's okay. And then here we'll basically do the same thing like that. And we'll go upside down, upside down. Okay. Yep, that looks good. Okay. Now we need to do the other side, and the other side is going to kind of connect with the tower. It's going to run like straight into the tower. So we don't really have that much to do right there. That looks good. Okay, can I jump up there? Nope. Nope. Maybe if I had like an elytra. But I don't. Okay, so we're fine. Now this side, and there is no way. There is absolutely no way that I'm going to be able to get up there from over there. So maybe... You know what I should do? Is I should just make a couple ladders. Maybe we'll do that. That'd be a nice, easy solution. Bam! Ladders. Builder's best friend. and up we go. Okay, so there's that. And then here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and turn. And turn. Okay, beautiful. Now we need to worry about the rest of the roof shape. And I don't think I'm going to need any more cobblestone stairs for this little part. So let's go turn to turn. Good, good, good. So let's see if we can work out this shape first. So we'll go 1 here, turn it going that way, here, up, turn it going that way, here, up. And this is our center, so we'll just do that. That looks good. And right here, we're going to do the same thing, just going the opposite direction. Like so. And bam. All right, so there's the roof shape for this little part, which I think will work. And then up at the top, up here, it's going to be very similar, but bigger, if that makes any sense. So let's go up here, turn, up here, turn, and so on. And is this our center point right here? It is. Okay. Are these the same height? I feel like these might actually be the same height. Oh, they are. Oh, interesting. I thought this was 2 blocks wider. Okay, cool. Well, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. That'll just mean that our roof meets up. Instead of having like a dormer for over here, the whole thing will meet. And then we'll have the tower coming up the backside over here. So that will actually be okay. All right, let me finish up this part of the roof, guys, and I'll come back to you in just a second. All right, guys, I am back. So I've got the tower in place, and I've got most of the roof in place. Now, obviously, it's very not decorated and doesn't look extremely interesting at the moment, but don't worry, we'll do things about that. We'll do things to fix that and make that a little better. Don't worry, it'll be fine. Okay, now here, I think I'm going to go ahead and put in some stairs like this down here. And we'll do the same right here. This is the little section that kind of sticks out a bit. And then maybe starting down one more. Maybe like right here, we'll kind of bring these like support looking things over. Oop. Like that. And here. That looks pretty bad. That looks actually kind of terrible. So maybe we don't do that. Maybe we do this instead. Maybe we leave that. We'll ultimately put fences in here. And we bring another oak beam, or not oak, but spruce beam, through like this. And have it kind of stick out like that. I think that looks better. And then maybe we can put oak fences in this little, to fill these little areas in. That could be good. And we could potentially fill this backspace with spruce here so that the fences are on kind of a backdrop. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. We could... What about this? Now, I don't like that. I changed my mind. We'll go back to what we had. So we'll do this. That'll be fine. And then when we put all those oak fences in place, I think it will look all right. Speaking of which, let's go grab the oak fences because I think we're ready for that stage. And then we need to start working on the roof and some of this other kind of stuff. And the roof is going to be a little... I'm not really sure what to do with the roof, what materials to use, because, I mean, we've used massive quantities of spruce here, and we could very easily just do spruce again for the roof, which wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. But on the flip side of that, the rest of the roofs in the entire village are made of cobble. On the other hand, I think if we do cobble, we're going to lose a lot of the effect that we're looking to create with this roof. So we'll have to see. This doesn't look terrible, though. It does really kind of obscure your view of this over here. I don't know that I care for that, but I suppose it's not the end of the world. I think it's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. Okay, so let's grab these oak fences, and let's put those in here. We're going to get rid of that fence. And we're just going to put some oak fences right here, as just to kind of show that this whole thing is being supported, right? By these... Oh, and we need a little bit up there as well. There we go. Just to show that this whole thing is kind of being supported by some scaffolding and stuff like that. And I think that looks all right. Now here, and that also actually kind of makes it appear that this thing has more depth than it does. Now here we can do some other stuff. We'll do a few different things. We're going to have to do some stuff on the tower for sure. But I'm thinking... The more I think about it, the more I think we should just use spruce for the roof as well, honestly. I don't think that would be all that big of a deal. I think it would be fine. I hate to use that much spruce, but I'm not really seeing a better option that's feasible and that would fit within the style that we've kind of been going with for the rest of the village. So I think we'll go spruce inner bits here, and we'll make it work. It'll be okay. So yeah, let me get to work on the roof, guys. I'm going to basically fill this outline in, and I'll come back to you in just a bit. Alright guys, I am back. So the roof is pretty much done, and it looks okay. The tower and the roof really kind of blends together, which was part of the fear that I had. But I think it's still okay, and I think we can maybe do something about it if we swap out some of these tower lines, if you will, for spruce wood instead. So, for example, right here in these corner bits, it would not be exceptionally difficult to swap those out for spruce wood logs, and I think that would really help with our issue of things not standing out the way that we want them to. So we can do something like that. And then this would come up all the way. Here, I'm going to go down all the way yet again. And I'm going to do that for all the four corners in the tower, guys. So let me get that done, and I'll come right back to you. Alright, guys, I am back, and that is definitely an improvement. That is without a doubt an improvement on what we had before. So I think that, yeah, that's much better. Okay, so now we need to work on the tower itself, which we can do, and I've got a couple ideas for it. So let's go. We're gonna need some sticks because we're gonna need some ladders so we can get up there. Let's see. Do I have a bunch of sticks? I have a couple sticks. Not nearly enough for my purposes here. Okay, let's just make a whole bunch of ladders. There we go. That should be enough, I would hope, at least. And then I have a couple ideas for how we can really kind of make this tower stand out a little bit more and make it more interesting. And we're going to do that. So let's also torch this whole thing up so we don't have things spawning within our building that we just built. And then this is the roof area. We'll have to do some stuff with that as well, but I've got some ideas, so we'll be fine. It'll be okay. All right, now, this tower. This is going to be a little bit of a challenge because we want a way to get up there that isn't going to mess with any windows. So, we're actually going to put the ladders right here on the interior portion of the tower. And then we'll break that, and there we go. And this will be the main, like, top floor of the tower, or however you want to describe it. Okay, so we got that. Now, we need to sort out kind of where our windows are going to go. And we definitely want a window right here, because this is going to be the main window level for the majority of the building. And I think we're going to go tall, narrow windows is what I'm leaning towards. Like this. And then maybe we'll put another one right here. And maybe one right here. And we could probably get away with a couple, maybe even a 2 wide right here. That could look all right. Is it night already? I feel like I just slept a minute ago. Wow, time flies. Time flies when you're building, I'll tell you. Okay, so we'll do that, and then that kind of sets the standard for where we want our floors. So this would be another floor right here. Like so. Torch. And then this would probably end up being a tower. Maybe, maybe not. If that's our main floor, I'm kind of thinking we only want 2 floors in between, perhaps? I don't know. Let me get some sleep. Let me work on the tower design a little bit more, and I'll come back to you in just a second. All right, guys, I am back. So I think I've got something worked out here with the tower that I like. I think I'm good with it. And really all we need to do now is work out the roof of the tower, which shouldn't be super, super hard to do. I didn't do the interior floors yet. It's on my to-do list. I'll get there. Just, you know, just give me a minute. It's okay. And I just realized that we have a giant spawnable area right here, don't we? Oh, yes. Yes, we do. Hi. No exploding in my build. Actually, I could use the bones. So let's hold our looting sword here. I think we got them all. I think we got everything. Torch. There we go. That's better. Okay. Whew. Crisis averted. All right. Now we can go ahead and start working out the floors and stuff. So let's see. If we go... Oh, wait a minute. Get out of my inventory. There we go. If we go, say, here with our floor... I should just... There we go. That's better. If we say that's our ceiling... This is our floor... Where does that divide? I'm thinking we're only going to have the 1 floor between. So, let's see. This is our floor. Let's try maybe here. So, ceiling, middle, floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ceiling. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6 as well. Yeah, so that should work. That should be fine. Because that will evenly divide the spaces here between these windows and the next floor. So I think that's okay. Although, I just thought of something, and that's that, well, that's probably fine as well. Yeah, we can have a little window right here. It kind of peeks out. You can kind of see out into the village a little bit. I think that's okay. This will go all the way up. And then here, technically this is kind of a floor, but I'm kind of thinking we might change this up a little bit here and do something like this. And then maybe we'll put like slabs on top of these. Yeah. We'll do this. Okay. So that looks good. That's interesting. It feels good. It'll do. Now, we need to work out the roof. And this is where we're going to get a little complicated. So let's see. I think the first step is probably going to be to lay down a bit of a thing. And actually, I'm not liking that idea for a roof. I like this one better. So here's what we're going to do. That's going to be really annoying, isn't it? We can do this. Oh! Now we can do that too. Okay. Well, this will give us a chance to look at it from the outside. Let's see. Yeah, that window placement looks about right. Okay, so it's good. All right, let me get some work on the roof done. I'll come back in a sec. All right, guys, I am back, and I think I've got the roof of the tower worked out. It's very kind of fat, and I think I like it that way. I think I prefer it. I just noticed one little thing, though, that I need to fix right now, or it's going to drive me insane. And that would be that this... Oh, really? I'm out of slabs? Okay. There we go. Fixed. Stair, slab. There we go. Now it matches the rest of the tower. That's better. Okay. So, I think this works. It has a very interesting look to it. It has a very good feel to it. Definitely has some height variation in the village. It's almost the centerpiece of the whole little village. Almost a keep, if you will. Yeah, but I mean, it's pretty good sized. We've got some houses hiding over there. We'll have some more buildings and things around here to add, some life to it. But all in all, I think that's pretty good. And then this roof, I think, is going to come just straight across. Maybe we'll put some sort of a point on it with a flag of some sort. I don't really know. We'll see. But I am definitely out of time for this episode, guys. So, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it. It really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.